Alright, here we are for yet another Block draft. This opening pack has two real cards in it, the Shrine of Loyal Legions and the Mind Coin. The other card of note, well, the other two cards of note here, I guess, would be the Spire Monitor and the Force Worship. Death's Head Cobra's okay, but generally, obviously not the best in an effect strategy. So this pack's kind of shallow. I think Shrine is just a much better card than Mind Cooling. I mean, it has an impact on the game sooner. If you draw a late game in a white deck, like if you do get something like Force Worship, it can still be very, very powerful. Mind Cooling is a very strong card, but like the second best card in this pack is, like if I take the Shrine, they're going to have to fight over blue probably in early picks. If I take the Mind Cooling, they're going to take the Shrine, and I'd probably be set up because the next person would take, one of these three. But I'm going to take the Shrine and let them probably fight over blue here. Okay, well, this is kind of bizarre. I think Shrine is... they obviously took the rare here. I think Shrine's the best card here. I mean, Pith Driller is an incredibly good card, but I think Shrine is just a better card, especially when we've picked up a Shrine. It's going to be really interesting now that we've passed. We're going to be passing a Shrine after taking a Shrine. So we're kind of giving a bad signal here, especially... Like, I don't know if it's better to take the foil or better to take the non-foil, because if we take the non-foil, they know we've taken something. An uncommon and a rare are missing. So they're probably unsure of what we grabbed, but they obviously wouldn't think we'd be taking something like a Shrine. If we take the foil, they would have probably thought we took a common and a rare, potentially, over the Shrine. I think I'm just going to take the foil. I don't think it really matters that much. And we're going to be looking for a white beatdown deck, even though we've just shipped the other Shrine here. So this is an interesting pick. I mean, Inquisitor Exarch is really good in a white beatdown deck. Not amazing, though, as far... I mean, it's a good card, but only in that pigeonholed scenario. I mean, like, Glissa Scorn, obviously, probably the best card in the pack. But hopefully they'll move into an Infect or green strategy if we pass that to them. I think just taking Remember the Fallen with my two Shrines here is best. Remember the Fallen works well with them. Might fit more in a controlling white-reddish type build. Again, I'm not sure what's being passed to me. They took an uncommon and a rare here, so we really don't know exactly what's open yet. We haven't like seen any commons that would be indicative of, good signals yet. I think, I'm just going to take the Remember the Fallen. Don't think I'm going to really wheel anything from these packs that is going to be that amazing for my deck. I mean, it might be stupid something like a Lost Leonin, which would be okay with the Shrines. Because, like, even though it's an effect, it still builds them and trades early. I think I'm taking Cathedral Remembrance here. It's a great defensive card, pumps up my Shrines, works with Remember the Fallen. And I don't really see a reason to branch out into any other colors yet. Like, Spire Monitor is probably a better card than, like, Cathedral Remembrance, but we've passed Mind Coin, we passed the other Spire Monitor. So the person to our left is probably, or at least one of those people is probably looking to be blue right now, and we don't really want to be fighting over that. And I would just like to cut off as much white as we can to try and force that person out of white, even though they probably picked up that Shrine. Third pick. So yeah, taking the Cathedral Membrane here. Suture Priest looks surgical extraction, well, worth something. Not worth enough to dissuade us from taking a Suture Priest here, which works amazingly well with all the cards we've gotten so far. It's a perfect addition for this deck. It's interesting to note, I wouldn't be unhappy to get something like Cover Mirror in this deck either, just something that's short, quick, and artifact that kind of assists the beatdown theme. So here we got the interesting decision. We're probably, like, the colors I like to pair with white are generally red or blue. I don't like really white, black, and white, green all that much, though this deck could possibly do okay as white, green. If you just get enough removal and beatdown, because this provides inevitability and some card advantage. So I generally like white-red as the best pairing with white, and we've passed a lot of blue, so there could be an argument for the Slash Panther. I like Force Worship more in a white-blue deck better, but Force Worship works so good with our Shrine of Loyal Legions, I think I'm just going to go ahead and take it and leave ourselves open to see what we get in the next pack, preferably. Like here, this is a very late... I mean, we might not be ended up going white-black, because as I've described, I don't like that combo the best. As you can see, mainly because of mana issues, like the double black and Guess Verdict is generally hard to cast when we're doing all this other stuff with these white cards, because there's a lot of like Lena and Sky Hunters, things that are double white base. But Guess Verdict is just the only real playable in this pack, so I don't think there's much of a choice. It's also an interesting signal this late. We haven't seen a lot of black come through, but yeah, it's just odd that it's still here. So black could potentially be open. Well, this pack is interesting. There are a lot of choices. Crest of Phyrexia is a very underrated card. Actually, a very good card. I mean, it's good as the Infect deck as a finisher, and good in a regular deck as, you know, a non-finisher. Gremlin Mine, good removal. I mean, it's not horrible. Apostle's Blessing, we might get one wheeled late, and that could actually be a great pick for our shrines, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and take the Spinethopter. I mean, we're in a beatdown theme deck. Spinethopter's a fine beatdown card, and fits in with our colorless strategy. And as I said, there's the Lost in Leonin. We did table it. I don't really like Loxa and Convert. I don't think I'll be playing an Infect strategy, but I think Leonin is just a little bit better than the Convert. I mean, it gets down, pumps my shrines, and provides a little bit of some early, ground defense, especially against other Infect strategies, and can come back with Remember. Yeah, so I think it's just clearly the best pick at the moment. I think Probe is the only card worth playing out of any of these. Like, notice, like, we're probably not blue, even though we're taking like the Probe and the Spinethopter here, but it's always possible. I mean, there could have been arguments for taking maybe Apostle's Blessing. I thought we might get one later here, but it doesn't look like it at this point. All of these cards are generally not great. I mean, I guess Furnace Scamp's probably the best card in the pack if somehow we end up going white-red beatdown. I want them to be playing green, and I probably want them to be playing a card like that, especially against my shrine, so no reason to take it. We'll go ahead and pass it. Shriek Raptor, not a horrible card at all. Probably not someone we're going to be playing, but not someone we'd be unhappy to play, so go ahead and grab it here. I mean, I wonder if they're giving that as kind of a signal that red's open, because this guy, while not playable, isn't necessarily 14th pick quality. It's probably more like 12th pick to 13th pick. I'm not hiding anything yet, because all of these cards could be played in the right type of strategy. Well, here's where we got to really make a decision. We got Spread the Sickness and Burn the Impure. Those are our real choices here. We don't really have... as I said, I like white-red a lot better than I like black-white. But we have a Guess Verdict, and like, I don't think I'd end up playing those cards. We also have 2 shrines, so the Proliferate off of the spread is quite valuable. Well, Burn the Impure probably is the better card, since we have use for Proliferate, and we have already have a black removal spell. I think I'm just going to go ahead and grab the Spread the Sickness here. We didn't pass much black or much red, so I could expect maybe to see some red or black coming around in the next couple packs too. This is a tough decision, because I think the red-white is just a superior combo, especially in the next pack, but yeah, I think I'm going to go with Spread here just based on what we already have. I think it fits in our deck better. And that was one thing that I was a little bit afraid of when I just took the Spread instead of the Burn the Impure, because red has the better uncommons, I think, than black. Except for, I mean, it could have been Go for the Throat, I guess. You know, we might even go ahead and take the Flame Fiend right here. Nothing else in this pack is that amazing. I mean, like, Time Strike, Septic Rats, Mearsire, Partisan are really the only things that would probably be playing out of this pack, and none of them fit our strategy very well. I mean, Partisan's pretty good with a bunch of weenies, but he's not something we need to take this early. Like, we could easily take him much later, and like we could easily splash something like Spread the Sickness if we have to. So I think just taking the Flame Feed here is quite the best option, and just still keep the white-red option open. Yeah, now we see Into the Core and Divine Offering. So this is kind of where we got to make a choice. I really wish this was Burn the Impure now that we've seen Flame Fiend and Into the Core. I think, and a Blister Stick here, like the person to our left is definitely not red when we're being passed Flame Fiend over whatever. They could have taken a Bomb Rare, I guess. While Phyrexian Rager's good, it's not Into the Core good. Divine Offering's very good, and we could make an argument for sticking with the black-white and just taking Divine Offering and not taking Into the Core, but I think Into the Core is strong enough that I'd rather just shift over to red-white, especially because I think red-white is that much better of a color combo and is much better in the next pack. So I think, and we can also hopefully figure out a way to splash the Spread the Sickness. So yeah, I'm just taking Into the Core here. We're moving into the red. Not much for us in this pack. I think maybe Gore Vassal's the best card. I'm going to go ahead and hide the Guess Verdict and just wish that was Burn the Impure. Yeah, I think Gore Vassal's the best card here. We don't really want to be committing 2 red early for like Goblin War Driver. We might even table one of the War Drivers. I think Gore Vassal's just a bit better than Mere Sire, especially when we have our Shrines. And it can answer things like an opposing Sucha Priest that could be giving us trouble. So, yeah, going to go ahead and take him. Sky Hunter probably is the best pick here. We don't have a Wellspring yet. I haven't seen any Wellspring, so taking a Rusted Slasher expecting to table Wellspring would be pretty stupid. Sky Hunter is a very strong card for our strategy, and easily the pick. It's interesting if we were in black still, like Morbid Plunder, not a horrible card. Could be arguments for, like, maybe I blundered by taking these guys over Divine Offering. And I mean, I think this guy would still be the pick, but if we took Divine Offering here, we could make an argument for just taking the Morbid Plunder and sticking to black-white. I think it's still good enough that I think it was worth taking this. And I think Ogre Resistor is just going to be better than Tine Strike. We're probably going to wheel a late Tine Strike. Interesting. So I really like Master's Call, especially with the Shrines. We don't really have a lot of equipment that we can put it on yet, but we do have like Kadoltha Flame Fiend that we need extra tokens to sacrifice. So I think Master's Call is going to be the pick here. Gore Vassal, again, we have one. It's a good card. There could be arguments for taking that too, but Master's Call has a lot of the functionality of Gore Vassal in terms of like it can kill some 1 toughness attackers as a surprise. Still pumps up the Shrine. Yeah, I think it's just a fine pick. So here it's either Tine Strike or just hating a Morbid Plunder. I hate hating things in this format, but I don't know if we're actually going to be playing Tine Strike. I mean, it's possible. We got a few Infect guys, and we might be splashing a Proliferate spell. And they've already got a Morbid Plunder if they wanted a Morbid Plunder, so I don't... Yeah. I mean, the other argument could be, you know, I'm just going to take the Plunder. I don't see us ever playing the Tine Strike. And the other argument could be, what if we open some bomb black card like Geth or Skithrix, and we want to switch black because it's just that powerful. Anyway, here we have Peace Strider and Copper Carapace. I'm honestly not 100% sure which is the best pick. I'm going to hide my Infect guys for a sec. We'll just keep them in the back of our mind that they're there. I like Carapace with all the weenies, but I think I like Peace Strider just to keep us in the game while our Shrines charge. So yeah, I'm taking Carapace there. Sorry, I'm taking Peace Strider there, even though Carapace might have been the better card with things like Master's Call, Sky Hunter, these aggressive cards. Carapace, however, doesn't work with a more defensive strategy that tries to build counters with like Force Worship and that thing on our Shrines. We're taking the Tine Strike here. Sorry, I kind of rushed that pick. Just because Tine Strike here, like as I said, we might have wheeled the other one. I think it's fine. We're not going to play him, but we have the option to go that little Infect route if we need to. The Partisan also tabled. We'll take it here. It works decently with our strategy. We might actually end up playing it. I don't really like Bladed Sentinel. And here we got a late Concussive Volt. Also works decently with our strategy. in that we are going to have Metalcraft. Most of the time we're going to want to go for an Alpha Strike, so I could actually see us playing Concussive Bolt. It'd work well with something like Partisan. Have out Partisan, pop the Shrine, Concussive Bolt him, swing for a ton. Yeah, and I'm really wishing this was Burn the Impure right now. Interesting. So we got a Mimic Vat. I think that's the best card. I mean, it's great with things like Gore Vassal. It works well with things like Suture Brace because we keep putting a creature into play, and things like Flame Fiend.